Hey guys, welcome back to a new video into a full phase of NARS. So I recently did add some new NARS goodness to the cart. Some of the products that I really wanted to test out today were sold out, so I will definitely have to try those another time. But we have a concealer, we have a primer, we have an eyeshadow palette, the new translucent powder, and we also have a blush and bronzer duo, which makes me very excited. I already do own all of their foundations, so we're definitely going to use my favorite today. We're going to also use the Soft Matte Complete Concealer. So the products I couldn't get my hands on, we are going to replace with some of my favorites from my collection. I do have everything except from brows, lips, and also eyeliner. So we will definitely put these to the test. I will let you know if you should purchase or pass some of these. So if you want to see me play with some new NARS products and also see some of my favorite products from the brand, then please keep on watching. So this is the Radiance Primer from NARS. It comes in a tube packaging, which I really love. So it says that this is energizing, revitalizing, oil-free, radiance boosting complex, works to instantly reveal dull fatigued skin. This also has an SPF of 35, prolongs and enhances the look of makeup. I have been wanting to try this out for so long. So it has a scent to it, so if you're very sensitive, I'm not sure if you would like it. It has a mix between flowers, pepper, and maybe a little bit of a masculine scent, I would say. It is definitely a scent there. Of course, we're going to use my trusted and most loved, the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. Today I'm going to use the shade Deauville, which is the one that I'm using when I'm not tan, and I usually am using Barcelona for the days that I have self-tan on. But I love this. I've tried out all of the NARS foundation and this is by far my favorite. But I definitely also do love the Natural Radiant Foundation. That has been my go-to for so many years. I feel like NARS, they just know foundation. I do also love their bronzers and blushes, but I feel like their complexion products are like the best. It has medium coverage, it leaves your skin flawless, it does minimize the pore, it looks even better after a couple of hours wearing this foundation. Really love it. I would recommend this to all skin types actually, but if you are very oily, you might find this to get a little bit luminous throughout the day if you are very oily, but you can definitely just set this with a powder and I'm sure you will love it as well. But it is definitely worth checking out. It is one of my favorite foundations I've ever tried, and I've tried a lot, you guys. So now we're gonna go in with concealer. I have used this on and off for the past 10 years, and this is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I just wanted to get a new one because those I have is way over expired. So I got the shade Chantilly, which is my favorite color if I want a lighter under eye. This is also great if you want something that is not as full coverage. It lies very well on your skin. It is not drying whatsoever, and you can definitely also just go over with a second layer to build up the coverage if you want a little bit more coverage. What I can say right now is that I still can feel the scent of the primer. When I'm blending now, it kind of gets me a little bit nausea. It's probably not the best primer for those with chronic nausea if you're sensitive to scents. Oof, yeah, it is very intense in my opinion. Can you see the bags even? It is not a good look for me. Like, I'm getting old, you guys. I'm getting so old. So far, the only thing that I have to complain about so far is the scent of this. I love how it made the foundation look on top. You can still see the luminous forehead. You can see a little bit of glow in my cheeks. Everything looks very fresh. The concealer also is just a stunning concealer. It covered up everything that I wanted to cover up. There is no redness peeking through. Everything looks very nice and flawless so far. So since I don't have any brow products from NARS, I only saw that they had one and I didn't want to order it just because I have so many brow products and I really want to use up what I have. I'm gonna go off camera and I'm gonna apply my brows and I will be right back. So brows are on and I'm using my trusted brow products that I've used in so many years, and that is the Dior Show Brow Styler mixed with the Benefit Pomade and also a little bit of the 24-hour Brow Setter. I'm gonna take a little bit of the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer, this I love. So if you want something with more coverage compared to the Radiant Creamy Concealer, I would definitely go ahead and go for the Soft Matte. So I'm just going to take a tiny amount and I'm just going to go ahead and blend it around my nose area because I have some redness. So my whole sponge smells the primer scent. It's not a good vibe. So I'm also going to use this concealer to carve out my brows. I'm just going to use the liner brush from Livi Beauty and highlight a little bit. So I also use this product for the eyelids as well. It is an amazing eyeshadow primer because it cancels out everything on your lid. So now let's jump into the eyeshadow palette that we're going to play with today, and this is the NARS Extreme Effects eyeshadow palette. So on the packaging you can see all the colors and you can also see all the names on here. So many gorgeous colors. Like, this is right up my alley. So here it is. It is such a beautiful palette. You have a bunch of like darker, more sultry shades that you can use for nighttime. You also do have some everyday colors here. A lot of shimmery shades or satin colors. So you only have 4 matte shades. So one thing I really appreciate about this palette is this shade right here, which seems like it is a little bit darker than my usual color to set all over the lid, but I really want to set my concealer. So we're going to go in with this color and we're going to place it on our lid. As you can see, I did have some creasing there, but this is definitely darker than what I usually set my lids with. It is a little bit more like a peachy color. It is not like a cream shade, but at least it is a matte shade. And this will be a beautiful transition shade as well. I'm going to take the big blender and I'm just going to go ahead with the same shade and we're just going to blend it into the crease. And this will give us a beautiful start to this eye look. It has a little bit of peach, it has a little bit of brown. It's a warm peachy brown color. And this is just a perfect transition shade and an all over lid shade. I really love it. I feel like these blended very well. We do need a little bit more intensity in the crease. I will definitely go in with this shade next to Roleplay, which is called Take Control. And I'm carefully just going to add this to the outer part of the eyelid. And I'm going to blend it into the crease and get some depth going into the eye look. I really am very impressed with this palette so far. The shades blends very well. So all I have to say about this shade, wow. Barely tap into the pan, you get pigment on the lids. This can easily become my new favorite palette. I'm very impressed with this. I can't believe I've slept on NARS's palettes for so long. I've just never found them very interesting. I haven't been drawn to getting one of the palette because of the color combos, but this one really sold me. When I saw this right before Christmas, I was like, yes. So now I will dip into this shade right here. This is called Private Eye. It has a little bit of shimmer, so I will have to be very careful, but I'm just going to focus this on the outer part of the eyelid. Whoa, that is a beautiful shade. So I will place a little bit into the crease. So since I want to try the black as well, I want to blend this a little bit into the lid so we have more space for the black. And I feel like all of these shades goes very well with each other as well. I'm going to take the big blender and I'm just going to go over the crease with this one. Maybe we can take this shade right here. This is Screaming to Me and this is called Tantric. And I think I will take that on a flat definer brush. And we're just going to add this into the middle of the lid, all the way into the inner corners as well. So these shades are called Shameless Shimmers. So they're not very metallic. They are beautiful like shimmery shades, but I don't feel like they're giving me life. They are pretty, but they could be a little bit more shimmery in my opinion. And this is the lightest one. So let's go ahead and see if this has a little bit more shimmer. I'm just going to place that all the way to the inner corners. I'm not like super impressed with the shimmers in here. I definitely like the matte shades in here a lot more. So I really want to play with the black one as well. This is called Uncensored Black and this is a loaded latex formula. So I'm not sure what they put in that one. This is very powdery. So you definitely have to be careful with this shade. So I'm just focusing this on the outer part of the lid. It did go on more matte than I thought it would, because in the pan right here it looks very shimmery and sparkly, but I actually like it. I feel like the more you blend it out, the more matte it gets. So I would definitely try this color out all by itself, all over the lid, smoke it out to make it a very sultry black smoky eye. So this is definitely the palette that I will bring with me now for my next travel, just because I feel like you can do everything. You can do a very beautiful everyday look in here, and you can also go very bold and beautiful. So I'm going to use a small blender. I'm going to go back in with Take Control, and we're going to apply this on our lower lash line. So I will take a small liner brush again, and I will take the Private Eyes color. This we're going to place all the way up to our lash line on our lower lash. I'm mainly going to focus this on the outer part. So I'm very happy with how my eyes look right now. Since I don't have any eyeliner or mascara from NARS, I'm definitely going to do that off camera. I'm also going to pop on some lashes, and I will be right back. So eyes are all done. I ended up adding a little bit of the MAC Smolder into my waterline. I also am using the Jeffree Star F-Proof mascara if you want to check it out. The lashes I ended up using are from my own brand, and this is in the style Riviera. Really love these. These are newly launched. I really wanted to get the Laguna bronzer in cream, but they were sold out when I was ordering, so therefore I will go ahead and I will use the Huda Beauty Tantour. So I'm going to use the Livi Beauty Duo Foundation Brush. I'm just going to dip into this, and we're going to go straight onto the cheeks. And I love this brush. This definitely blends out everything very smooth. It is dual fibered, so the top of the hairs will place the product, and the darker hairs will help blending it out. So you can pretty much apply any product with this brush. I really love it. I'm also going to go down the sides of my nose with this shade. And that's it. That is how fast you can apply your bronzer with this brush. I really love it because you get it 2-in-1. So you don't have to apply the product and then go over with a sponge to blend it out. You just dip into the product, put it on your face, blend it out, and it is beautiful. Hopefully they will get the cream bronzer back in stock very, very soon, because I really am dying to try it out. Then we have the loose setting powder. So this is the translucent light reflecting setting powder in the shade Crystal. So I have never tried a loose setting powder from NARS before. I only have their pressed version. This has been around forever, the white powder. And I'm not sure how I feel about it. I feel like it sets very beautiful, but I don't feel like you get a lot of product. So it's definitely not the same as a loose powder. So it looks like it is very bright and also very finely milled. I'm very excited to try it out. Ooh, that feels very, very smooth. So I'm going to use my beauty sponge, and what I will do is that I'm going to apply a tiny amount right here on my pore area. Here I do have some large pores, so I like to apply a powder there. I will also take a tiny amount under my eyes. My eyes tend to be a little bit dry, so I don't want any fine line to be emphasized. I'm also going to take a tiny amount on my nose right here. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Down the sides. It feels very silky. It is very easy to apply it as well. I really love the lid on here, so the powder will not spill everywhere. But let's leave this on for a little bit and see how it looks when I dust it off. So I'm just going to take a brush and I'm just going to carefully go under the eyes because I don't want it to sit long here. What I usually do is that I'm tapping it in before I'm dusting it off. And I didn't keep this on for longer than 1 minute, but as you can see, it definitely shows up. I feel like it did brighten a little bit, but it is not way too brightening. When it comes to my pore area, everything looks very smooth and nice. So now let's play with the last product that I have for you guys today, and that is the Summer Unrated Orgasm X Casino Duo. So here is how the packaging looks like, and in here it comes with a bronzer and you also get a blush. This blush looks so stunning. You guys know that I love NARS blushes. I did mention some of them in the Best of Beauty. My favorite at the moment are Deep Throat. When I saw this one, I knew that I wanted to try it out. So you get the bronzer in the shade Casino, which I haven't tried out before. I'm usually a Laguna bronzer, as we probably all are. And then they have the new Orgasm X blush that I'm very excited to try out. So let's go ahead and start with the bronzer. I'm just gonna go on top of where we added our cream bronzer. And what I like to do is that I like to dab the product onto my skin before blending it out. I really like it actually. It shows up. I'm very happy that I got this. Usually I don't like to buy duos like these because I usually only love one product. I'm very excited about the blush. Hopefully I do enjoy it. But I love these for traveling. Just because you can only bring one product, you don't have to bring a lot of product with you. I really like the color of this. I feel like it has that perfect color that I like. It is not too orangey, but it is not too cool tone either. So I do love the formula of their bronzers. Always have, always will. I'm very excited to try out the blush, you guys. So it looks like a very beautiful peachy color. Ooh, that is stunning. I love this. This will definitely be my new favorite. I'm so happy that I got the duo because I got to try out 2 products instead of 1, but I'm just, ooh. This will be such a beautiful combo for summer. I can't wait. Absolutely love the color of the blush. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Orgasm just so we can see the comparison. When you see them next to each other, you can definitely see like this is more pink and this is more peachy. So since I don't have any NARS lip products in my collection at the moment, I will go ahead and I will line my lips with the MAC Soar lip liner. This is one of my favorites, but I have tried out their lip pencils, really love those. I've also tried their crayons, the Velvet lip pencils I think they're called. Those are also very beautiful. But I will just go ahead and line my lips with this one. So I will add on the Dose of Color and Mauve Story. I would take a little bit of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Impure Hollywood as well. So this is just a clear sample gloss that I'm trying out at the moment. Let's go ahead and seal this makeup in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Love this one. So let's go ahead and fix the hair, undo everything, and let's talk about the products. So nothing really failed in this video. I just feel like this could lose the scent. Like the scent I'm not into. I don't love the scent, but it is not bothering me now when I'm sitting here and talking. It just bothers me when I dab on products. Everything just smells very much. It smells fresh but masculine. It is nothing sweet and I love sweet scents. So the scent in here is a little bit too much for me, but I will definitely continue to use it. I feel like it gives me a beautiful luminous finish. I feel like this mixed with the foundation is a beautiful combo. I feel like the foundation looks even better on top of this primer. If you love a luminous natural glowing skin, this combo here, you need to try it out, especially if you have slept on any of these products. So my skin looks absolutely flawless and I'm very excited about that. I give this scent 1 out of 10, but the primer itself is a 9 out of 10. It looks beautiful, mixed with my favorite foundation out of all times as well. So it is a medium coverage foundation. You can build it up. It has skincare benefits. It looks absolutely stunning, and throughout the day it looks even better. I feel like this is a foundation that can suit everybody, no matter if you're very dry or very oily. I just feel like if you're oily, you will have to set this with a powder all over because throughout the day it can be a little bit luminous, but I feel like this foundation is not as dewy. So say somebody with a oily skin will still enjoy it. I feel like that this will look beautiful if you're dry, beautiful if you have normal skin. It is absolutely my favorite foundation, the best foundation I've ever tried, and I own over 60 foundations, so that is a huge statement. The concealer, you guys know, I've used since I pretty much started my YouTube back in 2014. So this concealer has medium coverage. I would say you can probably build it up, but you will not be able to build it up full coverage like the Joyer High Essential Coverage Concealer. It is nothing like that, but it leaves my under eye looking very nice and moisturized. This is not drying whatsoever. Really love this. I love how it blends and how natural it looks under the eyes as well. Then also a short review on the Soft Matte Complete Concealer. This is for those of you who want to cover up everything. This is by far a higher coverage concealer compared to this one. If you're using this and you want a little bit more coverage, you want a little bit more glam, definitely be sure to check this out. It is a wonderful, wonderful concealer. I mostly use this as a base for my eyeshadow, so I apply it all over my lids. I also use this to carve out my eyebrows. When it comes to the loose powder, I'm very impressed. I love how silky and light it is. It went very well on the skin. It did highlight, as you can see here. I only left it for under a minute. So if I were to leave this for about 2 or 3 minutes to get that bake, I feel like it would brighten even more. But I feel like it looks beautiful. I also feel like it did a very nice job when it comes to my pores. Everything looks very flawless. Very excited to be testing out this a little bit more. So I'm not sure why I've slept on the eyeshadows before. Probably because they don't look as interesting in the pan, and there hasn't been a color story that really spoke to me before this one. When I saw this, I knew that I wanted to get it because I love pretty much all the shades in here. All the tones are kind of my vibe. I love all these dark, sultry shades as well. So in here you got 4 matte shades, which was a little bit disappointing because I feel like the matte shades are 10 out of 10. Really impressed with those. So you get 7 shimmery shades. So the black shade has a formula called Loaded Latex, so it is a little bit different compared to the other 7 shimmery shades. The shimmers in here didn't wow me over. It didn't impress me that much. They all have a beautiful satin shimmery finish. There's nothing impressive about the shimmers in here, but they did apply very well on the lid. They show up, they look beautiful. They're just not beaming metallic shimmery shades. I feel like it is something for everybody in here as well. So I'm very impressed with this. Even if the shimmers are not my favorite formula, they are beautiful. They definitely do shimmer. They look very natural satin, and I'm very impressed. And last but not least, when it comes to the duo with the blush and bronzer, I love this. So this is probably my favorite product out of everything that I used today because of the blush color in here. So this is the Orgasm X. It is a beautiful peachy blush and I am obsessed with this. I feel like this will be so beautiful for summer when I have a little bit more of a tan going on. It is so fresh, peachy, vibrant. It also has the same formula as the other blushes. It has a beautiful luminous sheen to it without being glittery or powdery. It is just a stunning blush. When it comes to the bronzer, I feel like this shade I might like a tiny bit more than the Laguna bronzer, just because I feel like it is a little bit more warm, and I really enjoy this as well. So this you would definitely see me use a ton for summer and spring, especially when I'm traveling. I think I will bring these two with me because then I pretty much have everything I need. If you want me to try out some more products, feel free to leave a comment down below and let me know what you want me to try out. Also, if you want to see this with another brand, feel free to leave the brand down below. I think it is so fun to try out a full face of a brand, see what's good, see what's out there. Because NARS especially, I tried it out the first time when I lived in New York back in 2010, and that is 12 years ago. First time I tried out NARS, and I am so happy every time they come up with some new products because I know that NARS does not disappoint. Especially when it comes to their complexion products, I feel like they're really up there with the concealers, the foundation, the primers. Everything is so good, and I have been using NARS foundations for so many years, and they only get better and better and better, and I'm very excited. So if you're still here and you haven't subscribed to my channel, why don't you go ahead and hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, and put on your post notifications for more beauty, lifestyle, and fashion, and I will go ahead and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys! Mwah.